Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful start to your Tuesday morning so far. I am Rohini from Livewire Media. We do corporate videography and video marketing. So helping you guys to get the results that you're looking for using the power of video. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I like to share all of my marketing secrets. I'm not one of those marketing gurus that like to keep all their secrets to themselves. And last week, a lot of people kept commenting on my post, kind of asking this specific question along the lines of, I know videos are super powerful, but I'm just not getting the reach, the engagement, or even the leads that I'm looking for using videos, even though they know it's really powerful. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking all about how video is slightly different on LinkedIn compared to other social media platforms, and what you guys need to do to get the views, the engagement, the reach, and ultimately the leads that you're looking for using the videos. So the first thing to remember is LinkedIn loves native videos. It wants to keep people on their platform for longer because ultimately that's how they make their money. So if you're scheduling your posts or even your videos, LinkedIn will recognize that it's a scheduled post from an outside source, and it will automatically reduce the reach on that particular video post. So try and post your videos directly to the platform where possible. LinkedIn is massively pushing videos right now because, like all other social media platforms, it's all about user experience. And right now, users are really favoring videos because it taps into more of our emotional senses and it's convenient for people to watch as well. People can listen to it on the go. They can kind of get a vibe for your business, who you are as a person. They can ultimately get a really good insight as to who you are. And that's why video is ridiculously powerful. It's one of the reasons why 50% of consumers prefer brands that actually have videos. So next to making sure that you're posting natively, make sure that you've optimized your camera settings as well. Invest in really good quality lighting, audio, and even a good tripod, because when you have a good quality setup and you're not just posting and kind of hoping for the best, you're actually much more likely to see the results that you are looking for. So remember, you're in business, you're on a business platform. First impressions count. So show up as your best. Make sure that the lighting is nice and even, you've got good quality lighting, because all of that, it plays a really important factor. And ultimately, the LinkedIn algorithms, this is going to sound really crazy, but they're actually going to be picking up on the content that's within the videos. And it's going to downgrade the quality, it's going to downgrade the posts that have a lower quality, and it's going to boost the posts that have a higher quality. The reason it does that, again, it's all about user experience. People prefer much more polished content compared to the non-polished content. Now, don't get me wrong, they don't like overly branded posts, which is my next point as well. Don't over brand your content either, because people will see that as something salesy and they will just scroll right past it. So keep it casual. Don't have like a massive logo or whatever at the top of your post, because people get turned off if they can see it smells of sales. So just make sure that you've got really good quality lighting, a good audio setup, and good content to share as well. And then you're good to go. Use a hook at the start of your videos too. Now, for those of you sitting there thinking, I don't know what a hook is something that goes at the beginning of your video and it creates curiosity. It hits a pain point that your audience is having. It makes them think, oh, what's that about? And it kind of hints slightly at a problem that they're having and how they can have a solution by watching your video post. It's designed to literally do just that, hook people in. And then also add captions to your content as well. I see so many videos that do not have captions. You've taken the time to record a really beautiful looking video and then you just post it online. Now, studies show that videos with subtitles, they get so much more reach, so much more engagement and more views. Now, the reason for that is because Most people do not watch videos on social media with the sound on. It's not convenient for them. Sometimes they're just lazy. Sometimes they might have a baby next to them. They might just be about to go into a meeting, or they might be on a busy train somewhere. So by you making your videos viewable without the sound on, you're actually including a lot more people. And also Google, fun fact for you, Google recognizes videos with subtitles because again, it's coming back to user experience. Deaf people or people with hearing issues use these platforms, especially on LinkedIn. So it's recognizing what the specific content is in each platform. And it's trying to think, does the user actually want to see this? Yes, they do. Great, we'll show it to them. If it's not convenient, they're not going to show it to more people. Use the right formatting as well for your videos. So this is going to get a bit technical for some of you, but I'm going to try and keep it simple. When you create your video, it has a specific file format name. Now, LinkedIn, it likes specific formats like MOV or MP4. The more generic one is MP4. So try and make sure all of your video files that you upload are MP4 files. And keep the videos short and sweet as well. People are busy. So don't go on too much just for the sake of going on, because that's going to turn people off as well. Quite often, people will tend to look at the duration of a video and then decide whether or not it's worth them investing the time to go ahead and watch it. So by you keeping your videos short and sweet and to the point, you're much more likely to retain your viewers as well and actually have them coming back for more and more content. So I actually had a conversation with somebody about this next point earlier today as well. So they were saying they did videos, but they weren't quite getting the reach, the engagement, and ultimately the views that they were looking for. And they just focus on videos as their main sort of content. And now they're looking to change it up a little bit, which is great because LinkedIn loves varied content. Now it's favoring videos right now, and I'm going to get onto that in a little bit more, but ultimately, when you're doing your LinkedIn posts in general, make sure that you have a variety of like written posts, blog posts, articles, and focus on the videos as well, because right now the reach for that is just crazy. We have a comment come in. Hey Naomi, thank you so much for commenting. I'm so glad that you found this really, really helpful. So what was I talking about? That was it. Mixture of videos. So do a mixture of content to vary up, because ultimately LinkedIn have found that users like different types of content to engage with. It's one of the reasons why they keep introducing new ways to engage with people. And now that brings me onto my next point about videos. Do different types of videos as well. Now, people love to see insights into your business. So if you're about to go into a business meeting, you could even do a quick live or quick video post there and then say, hey guys, I'm just about to go into a meeting. This is what we're going to be doing today. Now that video, again, it doesn't have to necessarily be polished because it's more authentic. It's more sort of on the go kind of vibe, but it gives people an insight as to who you are and what do you do. And then also the other types of videos are like explainer videos, training videos, promotional videos. Ultimately, when you speak to the person that's creating your videos, you want to have an objective in mind, to whether that's to get more leads, get more engagement, or to just get conversations flowing in your social media. Now, the reason I say that is because different videos will serve a different type of purpose, and that's a whole other video in itself. But ultimately, for now, I'm just going to say, vary up your video content, show people different sides to your business too. And again, going back to my point earlier about the algorithms, LinkedIn pick up different types of video content as well. Like, it's crazy how in-depth the AI technology actually is. Brenda, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. I love what you're doing as well. You are amazing. So Brenda has asked the question, how do you do lives? That is a really, really great question, Brenda. So you have to actually apply for it. Now, I did a couple of videos on this a couple of months back, so I'll cover this again in more detail in another video. But in a nutshell, Brenda, you have to apply for it. Then there's certain factors that LinkedIn take into consideration purely because they don't want it to become another Facebook where people can just get on and rant about anything and everything. Again, it uses their AI technology to recognize what people are actually talking about. So apply for it. A couple of things to look out for when you do apply for it. Do not mention other social media platforms that you use. It doesn't like that because, again, it wants to keep you on LinkedIn. So talk about the kind of content that you're doing on LinkedIn right now. And if you're doing videos already, that's going to work massively in your favor for the application process. Don't be afraid to go for it again and again. Now, quite a lot of people that I know, they've applied for it, they've failed the application process, and then they've retried, and then boom, it's worked somehow. So you got to remember it's in its beta phase kind of right now, and a lot of people still don't have LinkedIn Live as an option, but it's worth looking into it to see if you do have it as an option. And to see if you do have it as an option, just Google LinkedIn Live, and then you should be able to click on the first link and just follow the instructions that way as well. She's also just commented saying, how did you do that? I saw my image name and appear, and then you're using StreamYard. Well, that's the power of StreamYard, Brenda. You can show up comments just on the bottom lower third right there. So yeah, I'm using the software called StreamYard, which is actually, that's a good point. So when you're broadcasting to LinkedIn, it doesn't allow you to broadcast directly natively to the platform. You have to go via a third party like StreamYard, for example. And again, that can reduce your reach, but ultimately, if you've got the engagement going, like we have right now, then that's going to work in your favor as well. That kind of brings me on to my next point as well. Do live videos. LinkedIn right now, even though it's slightly behind in a lot of the things that it's doing in terms of video, in some ways it's massively ahead. Now, in one of the ways that I think it's, in my personal opinion, it's kind of behind, is it's not allowing you to do lives directly to the platform. So you have to go via a third party like StreamYard. But it's well worth it because, kind of contradictory, they're actually massively favoring videos that are live right now because they create excitement. They answer people's questions there and then. And people love it. People love it when they see you go live. So apply for live videos is really worth the process and definitely worth it. Brenda saying, thanks. I'm focusing on LinkedIn. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Brenda, definitely apply for LinkedIn Live. You'll love it. You won't stop talking on, I know you. And last point I'm going to mention as well before we wrap it up here is what is hot right now in terms of videos. Now, again, going back to LinkedIn recognizing the type of content that's in your videos is they look at, they take a lot of things into consideration, which is all centered around the user experience. Does the follower want to see the specific type of content? Now, what is hot right now in terms of videos is being yourself on camera. Just being your natural, authentic self. People love it when they can actually see who you are as a person, who you are as a brand. Now, a lot of people tend to freeze up when they get on camera. They get nervous, they get shy, they get camera shy. So what I would say with that is I do actually have some resources for you guys who are thinking, I need to do videos, but I hate the idea of being on camera. Drop me a like if that is you, and I will send you some free resources that are going to help you to overcome that fear and present with confidence. And these are tips that I've used for myself and for my clients. I was not born this way. Trust me, Brenda knows that. It takes practice, takes practice. Now, the other thing that is hot right now is giving insights into your business and creating a community. LinkedIn, I've been looking at what is going to be hot on the platform over the next few months. Community is massive and it's only going to get bigger. Now, right now, LinkedIn is focusing on the fact that you can get a worldwide network at your fingertips. But soon, over the next few months, and essentially because of the COVID pandemic, what we're going to gradually be seeing is them focusing on creating a sense of community, kind of like what Facebook are doing as well right now. They're focusing on how much of a community does this person have? How much value do they give to their particular community? It's like they're replacing the word following with the word community. It's much more inclusive, it's much more friendlier, and it's much more approachable as well. And some top tips for creating a really great community on your videos is encourage engagement, like I've just done. Get people to comment with their questions or comment with their thoughts. And ultimately, what you're doing is you're creating a higher customer retention rate, and you're creating a community that trust and liking you. So when you do live videos, or when you do pre-recorded videos, they're much more likely to tune in because they know that you're going to show up and deliver value there and then. The last tip as well is, and this is actually going to really blow your mind, AI technology is massively changing as the world changes. Now, LinkedIn, like I mentioned before in this video, the algorithms, they pick up what specifically is working for video posts. So what I would recommend is, especially for those of you who are starting out in video, is do not focus on the views. Views will eventually become irrelevant. I've started to see this firsthand phase out. Now, the reason views will eventually become irrelevant is because they kind of, they don't really have any substance to them. People see the content and then they're like, okay, great. But ultimately, again, going back to the user experience, the social media platform wants to keep people on their platform. So what the algorithm technology is actually going to be doing, and is doing right now even, is it's looking at the content that gets people coming back again and again and again. So to get people coming back again and again and again, drive questions. Get people to tell people exactly what it is that you want them to do as a result of watching your videos. Do you want them to like your video? Do you want them to share your content? Do you want them to get in touch with you as a result of the content that you shared? Whatever your sort of call to action is, make sure that you're doing that, because the technology is going to pick up on that and it's only going to get stronger. Now, I mentioned do not focus on the views, because views are kind of vanity. I mean, they're great and all, but it's pointless if you're not getting the audience that you actually want. And it's also pointless if you're not getting the lead conversion that you also want as well. So instead, focus on actually building a community and delivering value to that specific community, because chances are when you do that, not only will the algorithm technology really like it, but your community will also like it as well. It's much better to have 1,000 followers or community members that are highly engaged in your video content compared to 10,000 followers who are not. And again, the algorithm will pick up on the followers that aren't taking action. It picks up on what people do as a result of watching your video. Do they give you a call afterwards? As in, like, do they go to your website, find out your details, or do they click on your LinkedIn profile and find out your details and get in touch with you that way? Do they leave a comment on your post? Do they direct message you? Whatever it is that they're doing, the algorithm technology will try and pick up as much of that process as possible. It's collecting data for its own user experience. So make sure that you're giving people a really clear call to action in your videos, because ultimately people will be sitting there like ducks thinking that was a really great video, but now what? People don't take action unless you tell them to take action. And again, LinkedIn right now is favoring community. Get ahead of the game by building your community, and also show love to your followers as well and your community members, because when they show up consistently, they're much more likely to feel like they're a part of your team. And they are, essentially, because without them, you wouldn't be where you are today. So give them some love. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for all of your comments, your engagement. Oh, we have a question from Naomi. I didn't want to miss that out, Naomi. Question from Naomi is, how do you promote a live video to make sure people join? That is a really great question. And I'm going to do a whole other video on that, Naomi, just for you. So in a nutshell, when you use your third-party software like StreamYard, you can create the posts in advance. So you can create the thumbnails in advance, you can create the description and the titles all in advance. And when you do that and you schedule it as well, it will show up on your feed to say, hey, I'm going to go live on this particular topic. Do join me. And people will get a notification with that usually as well. So that's one way to promote it. The next way is to show it consistently as well. So if you do live videos like I do every Thursday, 12 p.m. or 6 p.m. for my live via TV show, people know that you're going to go live at that specific point. So you can either go live on that particular day, do a quick one to say, hey, I'm about to go live on this particular subject. Do join me. Cannot wait to see you there. Or you can do it a day before. My preference is to do it a day before, purely because of how the algorithms work. Don't focus too much on the algorithms because I think that kind of sucks the fun out of it. But you do have to take them into consideration at some point, and also they're constantly changing. We're all trying to keep up with the algorithm updates, so it almost becomes a bit of a full-time job trying to keep up with them. So what I would recommend, Naomi, is you can even do a pre-recorded live video or a pre-recorded video or a live video a day before. Now, my preference is to do it the day before because when you post, and this is again another bonus tip for you all, when you post multiple times on LinkedIn in particular in a day, what it does is it goes, okay, now Rohini has posted another post. Let's give that post more reach than the previous post. It does that because it wants to keep the content fresh and new and exciting. Again, going back to user experience, users want to see the latest thing that you've updated. So what it will actually do is it will push the new update that you've just shared, and it will reduce the reach of the old update, even though it's on the same day. So my preference is to do one particular post each day. And then when you do your live video, if you're planning to do multiple live videos, mention that in your live video as well. So if you know that you're going to do them consistently, just say like, guys, I do this on a weekly basis. Make sure that you tune in next time, this time, blah, blah, blah. And that way, when you keep mentioning that consistently, people start to remember and they will show up again if you're providing that level of value. But I'll go into that in a bit more detail in another video, Naomi. Got more questions and comments coming in. Brenda commenting saying, thanks, I am posting lots of videos because of my new book, Resilient Voices, which is giving back to the NHS. Oh, I love that cause. That's amazing, Brenda. Well done to you. And I can see that Brenda's also commenting saying, does that mean create a group? Now, Brenda, I think you're referring to my previous comment about creating a sense of community. Creating a group on LinkedIn can be one way to build a community. But ultimately, community is, like I mentioned before, they're essentially replacing the word following with the word community kind of indirectly. What they want to do is they want to have the followers coming back to the user's content again and again and again, creating that sense of community, creating a sense that people can trust in that user, that user is providing value for them. It recognizes the people that are essentially returning customers. That's what I mean by community. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Some really great questions, really great comments as well. Really appreciate you all watching and sharing and commenting and all the love that you are giving as well. And I appreciate your support too. I'm Rohini from Livewire Media, doing corporate videography and video marketing. If you have a question about video marketing, or if you need help with your own video marketing, drop me a comment or direct message me. I'll be more than happy to have a no obligation chat with you. Or if you have a question about video marketing that you want answered in a live video, just like Brenda and Naomi today, drop them in the comment section below, or again, direct message me. More than happy to have a no obligation chat with you. Have an awesome day. Yes, Brenda, you can share this. I'd appreciate it if you did.